Hello, space enthusiasts. Welcome to Astronomy Daily. I'm Avery, and I'm here with my co-host Anna to bring you the latest news from the cosmos.
Thanks, Avery. And what a packed episode we have today. We're covering SpaceX's upcoming triple spacecraft launch to deep space, an absolutely mind-bending gamma-ray burst discovery, updates on NASA's Dragonfly mission to Titan, and a chance for you to literally send your name around the moon.
That's right, Anna, and I have to say, that gamma-ray burst story is genuinely keeping me up at night. Scientists are calling it unprecedented, and when astronomers use that word, you know something truly extraordinary is happening. But let's start with SpaceX's launch that's happening in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. So on September 23rd at 7:32 a.m. Eastern, SpaceX is launching not one, not two, but 3 spacecraft from Kennedy Space Center. All 3 are heading to a very special location called Earth-Sun-Lagrange Point 1, which is about 930,000 miles from Earth. That's more than 3 times the distance to the moon, Avery.
And Anna, the star of this mission is NASA's Interstellar Mapping and Acceleration Probe, or Imap for short. This is actually historic because Imap will be the first spacecraft specifically designed to map the outer boundary of the heliosphere. Think of it as mapping the edge of our solar system's protective magnetic bubble.
That's fascinating, but there's also a very practical benefit here. Imap will give us 30 minutes to 1 hour advanced warning of dangerous radiation storms from the sun. And with NASA planning those Artemis missions to return humans to the moon, this early warning system could be absolutely critical for astronaut safety.
Exactly, and the international collaboration on this is impressive too. Imap has 10 different scientific instruments built by teams across the United States, with contributions from 27 international partners. The other 2 spacecraft hitching a ride are NOAA's Space Weather Follow-On and NASA's Carruthers Geocorona Observatory. It's like a cosmic triple header.
Speaking of cosmic phenomena that are blowing scientists' minds, let's talk about this gamma-ray burst discovery. Avery, this one is truly extraordinary. We're talking about GRB 250702B, which was first detected by NASA's Fermi telescope on July 2nd, 2025.
Anna, when I first read about this, I had to check the date twice because it sounds like science fiction. This gamma-ray burst repeated multiple times over a full day. And here's the thing that's got astronomers scratching their heads. Gamma-ray bursts aren't supposed to repeat. They're typically caused by catastrophic events like stellar deaths, which are, by definition, one-time occurrences.
The numbers are staggering. This burst lasted around a day, which is 100 to 1,000 times longer than typical gamma-ray bursts. And when the Very Large Telescope and Hubble confirmed its location in another galaxy billions of light years away, it became clear just how incredibly powerful this event must have been to be visible from such a distance.
The honest truth is that scientists have no idea what could cause repeated explosions like this. After 50 years of gamma-ray burst observations, this is completely unprecedented. It's moments like these that remind us how much mystery still exists in our universe, even with all our advanced technology and understanding.
Absolutely. Now, before we dive into more exciting news, let's talk about some groundbreaking exoplanet discoveries that are reshaping our understanding of planetary systems. The James Webb Space Telescope has been absolutely revolutionary in this field, Avery.
It really has, Anna. Just last month, Webb detected water vapor in the atmosphere of exoplanet K2-18b, which is located 124 light-years away in the constellation Leo. What makes this particularly exciting is that K2-18b sits right in the habitable zone of its star, where liquid water could potentially exist on its surface.
And the detection methods are getting incredibly sophisticated. Webb has also found evidence of clouds and hazes in several exoplanet atmospheres, giving us detailed chemical fingerprints. In fact, the telescope has now characterized atmospheres of over 20 different exoplanets, from scorching hot Jupiters to potentially habitable rocky worlds. Each observation is like opening a window into alien skies.
Speaking of alien worlds, let's talk about the one closest to Earth that we're actively exploring, Mars. The Perseverance rover has been making some incredible discoveries in Jezero Crater, and I have to share some of the latest findings because they're genuinely mind-blowing.
Oh, absolutely. Perseverance has now collected 26 rock and regolith samples, and the analysis is revealing that ancient Mars was not only wet, but potentially habitable for extended periods. The rover has found clear evidence of past river systems, lake beds, and even what appears to be ancient organic molecules preserved in the rocks.
And here's what's particularly exciting. The Mars Sample Return mission planning is accelerating. NASA and ESA are working together on what will be the most ambitious robotic mission ever attempted. The plan is to retrieve those Perseverance samples and bring them back to Earth by the early 2030s, where we can analyze them with laboratory equipment that's simply impossible to send to Mars.
The engineering challenges are staggering. We're talking about a mission that requires landing a sample retrieval rover on Mars, loading samples into a rocket, launching that rocket from the Martian surface, then having an orbiter catch the samples in Martian orbit and return them to Earth. It's like a cosmic relay race with incredibly high stakes.
While we're talking about ambitious missions, let's discuss what's happening in the commercial space sector. The pace of development has been absolutely breathtaking this year. Blue Origin's New Shepard program has resumed flights after their safety pause, and they're planning regular suborbital tourism missions again.
And Virgin Galactic has successfully completed 6 commercial space flights this year, taking paying customers to the edge of space. But what's really fascinating is the emergence of private space stations. Axiom Space is building the first commercial replacement for the International Space Station, with the first module scheduled to dock in 2026.
The economics are becoming increasingly interesting too, Anna. SpaceX has now successfully landed and reused Falcon 9 first stages over 250 times, driving launch costs down dramatically. This cost reduction is opening up entirely new possibilities for scientific missions, satellite constellations, and even space manufacturing experiments.
Before we wrap up today's episode, I want to tell our listeners about some incredible astronomical events they can observe from their own backyard over the coming weeks. October is actually a fantastic month for stargazing.
Absolutely. The Orionid meteor shower peaks on October 21st, and this year we're expecting particularly good viewing conditions because it coincides with a new moon. These meteors are actually debris from Halley's Comet, so you're literally watching pieces of one of the most famous comets in history burning up in our atmosphere.
And for our planet watchers, Jupiter is absolutely spectacular right now. It's reaching opposition in November, meaning it's at its closest approach to Earth and visible all night long. Even with a basic telescope, you can see Jupiter's 4 largest moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, and watch them orbit the giant planet in real time.
And Saturn is also beautifully positioned for viewing right now, Anna. Its rings are tilted at a perfect angle for Earth-based observers, and if you've never seen Saturn through a telescope before, I cannot overstate how magical that first glimpse is. It literally looks like a perfect cosmic jewel suspended in space.
Before we head to our conclusion, let's do a quick lightning round of other space news that caught our attention this week. Avery, I know you've been following the Artemis 3 program updates.
Yes. NASA announced that the Artemis 3 lunar spacesuits from Axiom Space have passed their critical design review. These aren't just updated Apollo suits, they're completely redesigned for modern lunar exploration, with improved mobility, better life support systems, and the capability to support both male and female astronauts to make extended moonwalks.
And speaking of international space activities, China's Tiangong space station has been continuously occupied for over 2 years now. Their latest crew, Shenzhou 18, has been conducting experiments in microgravity agriculture, growing rice and other crops in space. The implications for long-duration space missions are significant.
And here's something that sounds like science fiction, but is absolutely real. NASA's DART mission success has led to the approval of the follow-up Hera mission by ESA.
Hera will arrive at the asteroid Dimorphos in 2026 to study the crater created by DART's impact. We're literally learning how to defend Earth from asteroid threats in real time.
Now, let's shift gears to some good news about NASA's Dragonfly mission to Titan. After some challenging years with budget increases and delays, a new Inspector General report shows that this incredible mission is back on track. Good news indeed, and one we can keep an eye on going forward.
This mission has had quite the journey, Anna. The budget ballooned from $850 million to $3.35 billion, and the launch date was pushed from 2026 to 2028. But here's what's reassuring. The delays weren't due to technical problems. They were caused by NASA management directing multiple replans due to COVID-19, funding uncertainties, and supply chain issues.
And what a mission it will be. Dragonfly is essentially a nuclear-powered drone that will fly around Saturn's moon Titan for 20-minute flights, searching for the chemical building blocks of life. Titan is one of the most Earth-like bodies in our solar system, with thick atmosphere, lakes, and rivers, though they're made of methane instead of water.
The timeline is set for July 2028 launch on a Falcon Heavy rocket, with arrival at Titan in 2034. What makes this particularly exciting is that it'll be NASA's first landing on what they call an ocean world, a celestial body with subsurface oceans that could potentially harbor life.
Speaking of exciting missions, here's something our listeners can actually participate in. NASA has launched their Send Your Name campaign for the Artemis 2 mission, and you have until January 21st to sign up.
This is so cool, Anna. Your name will be loaded on an SD card aboard the Orion spacecraft, traveling alongside astronauts Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen. The mission is launching no later than April 2026, and it's approximately a 10-day test flight around the moon.
What makes Artemis 2 particularly significant is that it's the first crewed mission under NASA's Artemis campaign. This flight will test all the systems needed for future lunar surface missions and, eventually, the journey to Mars. So when you send your name, you're literally becoming part of humanity's return to deep space exploration.
I have to say, Anna, what strikes me about today's stories is how they represent different scales of cosmic exploration. From mapping our solar system's boundary with Imap, to discovering mysterious phenomena billions of light years away, to preparing for our return to the moon and beyond.
Exactly. Avery, whether it's an upcoming historic spacecraft launch, a drone flying on Titan in 2034, or a gamma ray burst from across the universe, we're living in an incredible era of astronomical discovery. And our listeners can be part of it by sending their names to the moon. By the way, if you'd like to take part in that, I'll leave a link in the show notes so you can find out more and register.
Thanks for joining us on Astronomy Daily. Keep looking up, keep questioning, and remember that the universe is vast, mysterious, and absolutely fascinating. We'll see you tomorrow with more cosmic news.